Hello folks, welcome back to the channel. My name is Kenny, and today folks we're once again back at our cabin. A beautiful sunny afternoon, and I've got my gloves on and I'm ready to work. Today folks I'm going to show you, let me sit down here. I'm going to show you how I can make a fire pit, make it out of rock, and make it look great. And this is one that's back at my cabin, and I'm going to be using it quite a bit this winter. So I have selected about, maybe a dozen or more of beautiful rock, and I am going to put them together and make a round fire pit. So there's one thing to do, and it don't take very long at all. Now I've got these rocks already pretty much laid out in the pattern that I want them to be. So let's make this fire pit. There. Now my fire pit is done. Now let me give you a close-up view of this. Here we go. This is a close-up view of my fire pit. Ain't that pretty? That's a close-up. Oh my goodness. You can do anything with rocks. You could do anything with rocks. That's about 3 feet in diameter. Perfect. And it only took me about 5 minutes to build it. Yes, incidentally, folks, let me point out a couple of things here and give you a couple of tips before that I forget this. Most people, when they're building a fire pit like this, now you can see that mine is completed, but let me give you this tip here about this. Most people down here where I'm pointing my hand, right in the middle of this fire pit, first thing they want to do when they think of building one, they want to dig a big hole. Now, the reason I say this, and this is a good tip to remember, when you dig that hole, keep in mind that you're going to create a lot of loose mud. When you take that out and you dig that hole down, and when it rains, instead of having a fire pit, you're going to have a water pit. What I recommend to do is to take and pre-select your rocks like these to where that they will be 6 to 8 inches off of the ground, and that will give you plenty of clearance to where that you'll have all the space you want inside this rounded fire pit. And you don't have to dig down in there, because the height that you've got with these rocks, it makes it so much better for you to keep your fire longer, and you don't have the mud and the water to deal with when it rains. So keep that in mind. I wanted to pass that tip along to you because so many people make the mistake of digging down before they put their rocks up. And to me, that is a bad idea, because you want that fire pit to be solid on the inside, the dirt on the inside of it. Every time you clean it and every time you build a fire, you want it to be that way, because when you dig and tinker with that loose dirt down there, at the beginning, you're making a mistake. So keep that in mind the next time you think of building a fire pit. And I think it will be very helpful to you. Like I said earlier, now I did pre-select these rocks for that purpose, because when you're building that fire pit, it's important to have those rocks that size. So keep that in mind the next time that you start to build or want to build a fire pit. All right, folks, I'm telling you, set your mind to do whatever you're going to do, and there's one thing left to do, and that's just do it. Now this little fire pit, I'm going to use it like crazy. I'm going to use it as many times as I want to, do all kinds of cooking on it. That's what I built it for, to cook food. And what better place to cook it here in the great outdoors, right beside my cabin. Now that is what I like. Beautiful evenings, beautiful outdoors, beautiful warm, and a good crackling fire on the fire pit that you built yourself. So listen, if you like this, give us a thumbs up, and we would appreciate it. And while you're at it, go ahead and subscribe to the channel, and we certainly would appreciate it. And as always, you have a wonderful, blessed day, and we'll talk to you later.